Well, what is up, YouTube? This is your boy Abhimanyu back at it again with another video. I know it's been a while. I even uploaded one in between with audio was kind of like fucked up, but yeah, I've got my audio issues sorted, and I think we can start with the video as well. So it's a Monday afternoon. It's around like 2 in the afternoon right now. I am heading to Gurgaon to my college. I had a morning class that I missed, and now I have a 4 o'clock that I'm going for. Yeah, on my way I had something to talk to you about. So I've had this Triumph 400 for a while now, just over a week, and in that week I have ridden it in like peak hour traffic. I mean, I traveled from Gurgaon to Delhi on a Friday, in the evening at like peak hour traffic time. So yeah, I know what traffic feels like. I've ridden it like to and back, to and fro my commute every day, and I've also ridden it on the highways, like given it hell, opened it up as much as I can. So I think I have a fair bit of idea of what you can expect, what I had an experience of. I can share that, and yeah, that's the point of the video. So stick around till the end, and we're going to discuss all the pros and all the cons that are with the Triumph 400, and if I think you should get one, if I think it's value for money. So we're gonna start off with the pros, and that exactly was the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Man, this thing is quick for a 400. I mean, for not like a sports focused motorcycle, this thing is mighty quick. There's more than enough power for the city, and you wouldn't even feel, the lack of it on the highways. It's like the perfect balance. It's not 650 cc like category, like the sports bike and the continental kind of power, but man, with the weight this thing has, it's like, I think like 187 wet. It's like very, very light and very nimble. So given that, and the it makes 40 PS, it makes this like a mighty quick motorcycle. Like, I wasn't even trying, but I did like 140 back there, and man, it climbs to like 150, 160 like way too easily, and like it keeps there. Like, it's not like it's struggling at like 160. It's like planted. It's not like struggling as such. The torque in this like comes way down. So I think as per some reviews that I saw online, like 70 or 80% of the torque is available from like 3000 rpm, which like I'm doing right now. It's so like well done. Like, the power band is so well done that some of the times I am cruising, I slow down and I realize that I'm doing like 30 kilometers per hour in like 4th gear, and then I really like I have to like shift down. But like, the motorcycle is happy to do that. Like, it doesn't struggle with that, and like the power is like spread out throughout. It's not your Duke 3 kind, so it's not your Duke 390 kind of power that like hits you in the face and takes you by surprise. It sneaks up on you. Like, you are not even going to realize how fast you're going on this, because this pulls so cleanly, and like, you can feel the power, but it's not surprising. So whenever somebody asks me like how the bike is, I tell them it's like a maturer version of the Duke 390. And yeah, that's my take on it. Like, the Duke 390 is like a city like commuter sort of, but it's way too powerful for our cities. That's a different thing. But like, yeah, this has I think like 6-7 less horsepower, but man, it's like way too good. Like, the power is way more useful than the Duke 390, I think, in my opinion. It's a more relaxed power delivery and a more predictable power delivery. That's what you need in the city when you're riding around, and that's what I think 80-90% of the commuters, 80-90% of the people who buy a bike in this segment use it for, to like take it to their office commute on Monday to Friday to Saturday, and maybe like on a Sunday ride, and like once in a few months they would take it for a, you know, long ride. And this bike is capable of doing it all, man. This bike is capable of, like, you know, handling everything you throw at it. Now let's talk about the ride quality. Ride quality is top notch. Like, to summarize it all, the suspension is set on the softer side, so like you don't feel the bumps and the, you know, bounce as much. I mean, there was a bounce, but like a bump as such, but you know, it soaks up the undulations in the road like pretty well. It's not like ADV territory, but for a city commuter, the ride quality is really nice. I've ridden it for like over like 2 hours in the traffic, 2.5 hours in the traffic, and I didn't feel you know, tired, or like my back didn't hurt, that kind of thing. The rider's triangle, man, I am 5'10", and this is very, very comfortable. It's very relaxed. I'm not feeling any like strain on my wrists or you know, my shoulders or my back or my lower back. Nothing of that sort. You sit up quite up straight, and it's sort of the position we've come to expect from, you know, the classic motorcycles in this segment. I would say it's a little more aggressive, like not like uncomfortable, but it's a little more aggressive than the 350s and the Highness and the likes of it in its segment. And the foot pegs are a little further back, and I think the seat also like scoops up a little, so like puts you in that slight forward lean, but it's not like sports bike or like sports tourer cat sort of a thing. But yeah, that's one thing you can keep in mind. So the suspension is like really plush, really soft. Not like really soft, but you know, it's soft enough for the city to like soak up the bumps. But if you put it through its paces, if you like shift down and like try to lean in the corner, like it holds up its own. It's well planted. You know, it gives you confidence to lean into corners. It gives you like you know, it gives you like real confidence. That, I guess, I would couple that with the tires this bike comes with. Really sticky, really confidence inspiring, and with the tire and the suspension combo, man, I think it's a home run. Now let's just like talk about the value. What is the value that this bike brings that others do not in this segment? Firstly, I would talk about the looks, man. This thing looks beautiful as hell. I mean, really beautiful. Like, don't mistake me when I say this. This has like little to no road presence. Like, if you're going around and if you're not a avid motorcycle enthusiast or like a motoring enthusiast, you will not notice this go by. It's not that loud, it's not that big, it's not that, you know, dominating in the road, so it often gets missed on the road. But if it is standing by the side of the road, everybody like stops and looks at it. Firstly, because it's a new motorcycle, not a lot of them around, so you've got that novelty factor about it. Secondly, it's got this classic looking like silhouette, and they've got the proportions like bang on. Like big ups to Triumph for that. They've got the proportions of this bike like bang on. You would find this really good looking, your girlfriend would find this really good looking, your dad would, your friends would, everybody that looks at it would say this is a good looking motorcycle. What all other things are the pros in it? Two things, like one is you get traction control, and two, you get ABS. I think like ABS is now standard on all the new motorcycles that are coming from any of the manufacturers, but you know, traction control is one thing that is mighty useful, and especially if you're commuting, if you're accelerating fast, if you're braking fast, the ABS comes in handy. They're all like safety features, man, like meant to keep you safe. So I appreciate all the safety I can get on a vehicle that is open from all sides with no protection of its own. All the electronic aid we can get, I appreciate. Now that the radiator has turned on, I would talk to you about the heat management. The heat management is also really good on this, even though winters have started and the heat would not like generally affect me. It does throw a little bit of heat on your legs, but it's not uncomfortable, or it's not like a deal breaker. It's manageable. Could have done a little better to like you know, manage the heat away from the legs, but yeah, it is what it is, and it's not bad. Another one of the USPs that this motorcycle has over its competition, especially in the price segment that it, you know, fights in, is the build quality, man. The build quality is more Triumph than it is Bajaj. I would say that. A lot of people have asked me how much of it is Bajaj and how much of it is Triumph, and I say like surprisingly a lot of it is Triumph. It might be like co-developed or whatever, but like the materials that you feel and touch, the refinement of the engine, whatever, it's like really high quality. It does not seem like there have been cost cuttings here and there to like save cost to reach that price point. One thing I completely forgot to talk about, so I'm gonna clip this and a lot of other clips throughout the ride to the pros part, is that the brakes, man. Like even though I am doing this for you guys, you look at how crazy this brakes. Like it's brakes so good. The centered pads on the front, I think it's a 300 mm disc on the front, and the braking on this motorcycle is like unexpectedly good. Like it complements how fast it goes, you know. I mean, it doesn't matter how fast you can go, it really matters how quickly you can stop the motorcycle, and this stops on a dime, man. If I had the skills, I would be doing like stoppies on this with the, you know, ABS off, whatever. I think I've covered all the pros that I wanted to talk about, so let's just go into what I think are misses here and there in this motorcycle. And the first one I would like straight up call it a con, not even like a miss, is the gearbox, man. Like, don't get me wrong, the gearbox is like precise, you know, it slots into the gears perfectly. That's all fine and dandy, but it's not smooth, man. When you're shifting through gears, you can feel like the mechanical shift. It's not like as buttery smooth as like a slipper clutch, or even without a slipper clutch, even my 10-year-old, like 8-year-old CBR has a better gearbox, dude. The gearbox on this could have been much better, man. Like, since this bike has been developed in collaboration with like Bajaj, their Dominar gearbox, you know, the gear shifts are so good. There's no problem in that at all. So that could have been incorporated, man. The gear shifts on this are not smooth. It's just that, like, it's not a deal breaker at all. It doesn't like take away from the value that this motorcycle provides, but when you're building such a beautiful motorcycle, when you're building such a capable machine, the gearbox is one thing that, you know, you're gonna use every fucking day. I mean, there's no workaround around it. You are going to use it. And one thing that I personally have noticed is that many a times I would slot this into neutral, the N sign would come on here, it would light up green, and I would like immediately release clutch, and it wouldn't have like slotted into the neutral, you know, it wouldn't have like slotted out of the gear, so it would like stall. I mean, like, that's like basic primary things that, you know, that have been solved for years ago. These problems should not be there at all in this motorcycle. I'm making a much bigger deal out of this than it really is, but yeah, I need to stress about, like, if you're making such a good motorcycle overall, the gearbox really lets you down. Coming back to the cons, I know now I'm nitpicking, but the mirrors, man, yeah, they're quite useless. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I really like these. I really like the look of these on this motorcycle, and the whole, like, the stem and the stick kind of mirrors would have been more functional, but they wouldn't have looked as pretty. So, to be absolutely true with you, even if they came with those mirrors, I would swap them out for the Byrons, because that's the vibe that the bike has. But yeah, in general, they're quite useless, you know. There's a very big blind spot that these mirrors have. What else are the cons? I'm really struggling to find cons, dude. Could have used like adjustable levers. That would have been a nice addition. But yeah, as I said earlier, that's nitpicking again. I'm again nitpicking. At the price that this bike comes in at, like, I don't think I can ask for anything more, like, to be true. I feel like this bike is a complete package. If most of your commute from Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday is within the city, and you take like occasional Sunday morning rides and like even lesser, like longer rides you do, like, this bike is capable of handling it all. So would I buy this bike? I mean, if I was in the market looking for like a 350 300cc or, like, you know, a 400, oh man, That's quite a stupid place to cross the road. Yeah, if I was in the market looking for you know, a relaxed bike to commute on in the 2 to 3 lakh price range, I mean, this, I would pick this up blindly. The value that this bike has, man, like, it's insane. I get that there are other new entrants in the market in the price segment, you know, closer to this, but you know, I don't feel like any of them come as close and are as practical to this one. So before we go, we'll just like rip this one time. Woohoo! See how easy it is to do like 140 on here. And yeah, there is my college. That's Masters Union. I've reached it. So yeah, I'll put an end to this video. If you have stayed around for this long, I really appreciate you. A lot of kisses from me to you. That's all I can give you. Virtual kisses. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.